Hey guys, this is the Houston Outlaws post-game press conference after our win against the LA Valiant 3-1. So let's hear some questions.
All right, the first question is, what made you guys want to try the Dallas Fuel strat on Nepal?
I don't know. It's we just really like it. We're big fans of the Dallas Fuel. I don't know what else there is to say. I mean,
yeah, I think like a little birdie came up with that strat.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, Tarang has little birdies everywhere.
Yeah, Tarang's mafia connections kind of.
All right, the next question is, what does Texas hard mean, and why were you screaming it?
All right, so
I answered that.
Wait. Oh yeah. We actually can't give away the Texas call because
I already gave it away. I literally gave it away.
Okay.
Yes.
So what? In case you guys didn't know, if you didn't catch the post game interview with Vanny, what Texas means is basically we have an advantage. Stand on the point, make them come to us, cap the objective. And it usually it's like when things are chaotic, everyone knows what to do.
Basically,
yeah, exactly. It just means nobody needs to do anything.
It's
all
a
you
very
have to do
clear
is
word.
chill out.
Because if everyone's yelling regroup on point, it's like you kind of like lose that. But if
sometimes you want to call regroup and like there's other
if everyone
there's
just
other
yells
ways
a word that makes no sense, then they're like, oh, we have to like figure out what that means. And it's very easy.
Using a trigger word that people might not expect to hear, it pops in the comms. You're like, I hear that word, and that word only means one thing. No one will ever use it in any other context. So it's like, it's a very powerful trigger, and it makes us very, very tight when we play with that call. Like everyone knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
All right, the next question is, what is the most difficult part about offense on Anubis?
Coco. Honestly, I think it's getting first point, like just getting through the chokes. So if you win the first fight, it's like not that hard. But if you fail one time attacking Anubis first, and they start to get a rip tire or a wall hex or a Rissa bongos, like things start getting really bad really fast on offense. So a first point defense is very scary because if you fail that first push, you're in a really bad spot. So you have to be really conscientious about that first fight. Everyone has to play very, very clean, very tight. Because if you make a mistake, it could cost you a full hold.
Yeah, and then attacking second, I don't know if they're asking that too, but go for it. It's just about like the fact that the spawns are so far away from, like the attack spawn is so far away. It means you have to keep all 6 of your players alive until you're actually like capping the point. Otherwise, they just win. So they're allowed to lose 2 players if it means killing like one of your healers, because they're like they'll be ahead, because they spawn fast and then they regroup as 6v5.
It kind of doesn't matter how bad you trade on attack. You cannot trade ever. So and the only thing you can do is maybe one guy can die and get res, but usually you won't win if you lose more than one person or if the res takes a long time. So you just have to play perfectly on offense. And defense has a lot of leeway. So it's very scary to attack because you don't want to mess up, and it just means you got to take it slow.
All right, the next one is favorite breed of dog and why?
I mean, I have a puggle, so I like him a lot, but I also don't support the creation of pugs, so I can't really support that. What do you think?
There's an African breed of dog called a Basenji, and I think that they're incredibly beautiful dogs. They have an orange, deep red fur. It's really great. I actually had a dog for my childhood who was a Basenji German Shepherd mix, which is a very unique mix, but she was one of the best dogs I ever had.
Okay, if you guys could choose one map to get rid of, which would it be and why?
It's a little toxic.
Get rid of? I can't pick a game mode, right? You got to pick one map. I mean, there's only 4 possibilities.
5.
5. Oh yeah, 5. There's only 5 options because, of course, there's only one game mode that we would like to reduce. And
what's the worst of them?
From me personally, I think Hanamura is the worst designed.
Honestly,
of all the 2 CPs, because the way the last take works is like just incredibly stupid. Anubis is pretty bad.
Yeah,
honestly, Anubis like with the way the meta is now, the gameplay is really not fun for either attack or defense, because defense is so favored. You're like, I cannot make any mistakes because we have to full hold them because we're supposed to full hold them. And offense is like, holy crap, this is so freaking hard. Like, we can't get through. We're just dying in the chokes to a Junkrat over and over again.
Everyone's just so tense because any little, any tiny mistake, you just have to reset. It's over.
Yeah, Anubis is way too choky for my taste, so I think it's the biggest problem. Even though I'm a Junkrat player and Anubis is a great Junkrat map, I would give up Anubis because I think it's probably the most flawed design of all the maps.
All right, the last question for you guys is, who would win in an in-house Super Smash Bros. Tournament?
Clockwork's actually a beast at that game. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone else is good.
Who could compete? Like, could anyone come close?
Does anyone even play?
Smash? I think Fat could compete. Fat plays Smash.
Okay, Fat could compete.
I want to see now, actually, the Clock
Boink?
Fat battle.
Boink might play Smash.
Does Boink play Smash? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not me.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Not
So those
me.
three. Clock's probably the winner, but those three.
All right, the first question for you guys is, what do you think you can take from this match to improve against your match against the Gladiators?
Just play better.
I think properly prepare the maps we're comfortable on. I think we were overly comfortable on Junkertown, and Valiant used that to punish us. But the maps we reviewed heavily were the ones that we won, so all three. And I feel like going into Gladiators, we shouldn't feel confident on every map, but we should take some preparation as we did for the 3 maps that we beat Valiant on for every single map that we have to play Gladiators on.
All right, the next one is, why do you guys sit in that particular order on stage?
I personally want to be near Jake so I can put my hand over his mouth because he talks too much.
I have no idea. We just like decided on seats.
I think me, Matt, and Jake are close together because like the USA thing. I think that's like, it's just easy for the cameras to like pan to us. That's really what it is. I'm pretty sure.
We decided the seats.
No, they originally asked us. They said it was really good that way. It was like it's like a seating order thing too. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the next one is, why do you guys think Blizzard World is such a good map for you guys?
We practiced the map.
I think any map that we take practice into, any map that we practice like on like severely hard, especially when it's a new map and people don't understand the meta, we tend to like find out things that are like super strong early. For instance, like our Junkertown, all the standard Junkertown comps is what we found out on Team USA. Solo healing Mercy with Bash and like stuff like that is actually what we encountered, and like we talked to like all the Korean teams and whatnot, and people have like found their own things to play, little niches and whatnot. So I feel like we're like creating a little meta on on Blizzard World, especially because people started to copy like kind of what we did, especially on point A. But yeah, I think that's why like we find cheesy NA ranked strats and we make them work.
But of course, do you think like you could practice certain maps equally and you would still be better at certain maps than others, right?
No. Like I think our strengths come like what Rakus kind of touched on. Like even if we practiced like Numbani 24/7, I don't think we would like make some magic strat on it. I think it's like certain map kind of archetypes like Blizzard World, Junkertown, maybe even King's Row a bit. They leave more creativity for us to find strengths that each player likes to do, and like we can build strats around specific players to like make plays, and we kind of mold the map into our own team,
What were you guys able to do differently on Anubis today that made you guys play better?
I feel like we had like a different approach for Anubis. We had help from one of my friends again. Like last week I had help from one of my friends. Helped me a lot. But I think on Anubis we like reviewed what our struggles were on second point, which we've struggled a lot on recently. And we decided to fix the struggles like every team should. It's not that simple, but we found a way to fix it, and that's why we came out with a victory.
We can change how we practiced Anubis overall, and we focused on the things that like we did wrong hard. Like we like specified our practice routine on Anubis. We honestly didn't like practice the second point of Anubis that much. We talked about it more. And on the first point of Anubis, we made like very specific stuff happen, and like we went over like every specific detail that basically needs to happen for us on the point. I have to say, Momo was so pissed at me. I called like 7 dives on enemy's end, and I got the Zen call like wrong 5 times. And 2 of the times we dove the Zen like perfectly, he had a chance.
Jerry has a problem with calling Zen right when Zen's left. He keeps saying right, so Muma goes right and Zen's left.
Yeah, like we have like left, middle, right, and I just like if I'm looking at like other way, I tend to mix them up. So.
All right, the last one I asked to Jake and Banny as well. But if you guys could choose to get rid of one map, what would it be and why?
I don't think there's a map I would want to remove.
It's kind of true. I actually prefer maybe like old Volskaya was really bad, but like
I think the better you got at certain maps, the less menacing they seem to you. I think like I know it's kind of stupid answer, but like I don't think I would remove a map.
I think each map has like its own diversity, like in their own meta. It's why like having a big hero pool is so important in Overwatch.
Yeah.
So like for instance, Nepal is like really weird stuff, like 3 tanks, Reaper, Junkrat, like May. I mean, like Orisa, like it's just a double sniper on Signum. Like there's so many different like points and like maps designs that favor Overwatch itself. So to remove that would like ruin diversity, and I feel like that's the last thing Overwatch wants. We don't want to see the same meta heroes over and over. Being as diverse as you can is like really an interesting and cool thing to have. So I don't want to remove any map now.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to comment, subscribe, and like, you know, use all YouTube stuff. This was Linktra. This is Rokus, Shane Flaherty.
I'm Shane Flaherty, Raucus.
Yeah, Shane Flaherty, Rokus. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.